Good afternoon. What is going on, game changers? How are you guys doing today? Welcome to the REI Game Changers show for wholesalers and house flippers. If you are new to this channel, if you are new to this group, then I want to personally welcome you. We do live trainings every single week about how to scale your wholesaling and flipping business, how to take it to the seven-figure level and beyond. Today, we've got a incredible topic that I'm super excited to talk about because this is something new that we have been doing inside of my business that's made an incredible impact on our business. And that is how you can add an extra $10,000 to $15,000 to your wholesale profits, to your profit per deal by wholesaling deals on the MLS. So, to give you guys an understanding of what we were referring to. So when you look at the traditional way to wholesale houses, the traditional way of wholesaling houses, you do your marketing, you're generating seller leads, and as the seller leads are coming in, we sign the contract with the homeowner at a discount, and then we turn around and we go find a cash buyer. Well, the normal way that we find a cash buyer, we are typically building our cash buyer list. We're building our buyers list through a bunch of different channels. You know, we find buyers in Facebook groups. We do direct mail campaigns to find buyers. We find buyers through a ton of different means. We have cold calling campaigns, a ton of different ways that we find buyers. But the traditional way of wholesaling, you have to build your buyers list, and the strength of your buyers list determines typically how many properties you can sell per month, but also how much profit you make on your wholesale deals. That's typically what will determine the profitability of your wholesale deals. And it always will determine the profitability on your deals, because the more demand that you have for a property, the higher the price will be for that purchase price. So if you can figure out how to increase the demand for the property that you're trying to sell, then you will be able to sell that property for a higher price. It's just the basic principles of supply and demand. And so the traditional way of wholesaling, where you have to build a buyer's list, it does take time. It takes time. You have to nurture that list. You have to consistently build it. You have to do consistent marketing campaigns in order to build the list. And yes, there is still value in putting the time and attention into building your buyers list, because there are a ton of buyers who are looking to purchase properties and do not want to purchase properties on the MLS. So they find value in wholesalers bringing them deals so that they don't have to compete on the MLS. So there's still a ton of value in building your buyers list. But for many of us, if you're going into a new market, if you don't have a strong buyers list already, or if you're operating in multiple markets where you're not able to build a buyers list overnight, we've got to have a way to dispo our properties. We have to have a way to sell our properties that we get under contract with the homeowners. Now, something that we have started doing recently that has made an incredible impact on my business is we have actually started to wholesale deals on the MLS. Now, you may say, well, isn't that being a real estate agent? No, we use a flat fee listing service. We use a flat fee broker that lists the properties for us on the MLS. And what this has done for our company is, number one, we are making more on our wholesale deals because we've shifted our process to where we are actually putting almost all of our wholesale deals on the MLS. And so it's made an incredible impact in that we are able to make more on our properties because we have more eyeballs on each one of the properties that we're sending out. The more eyeballs that you have on the properties, the more demand that you have for that property. So we have way more offers coming in, which means that we have more demand for each one of our properties. Also, what this has done is the properties that have been challenging to sell, which all of us, if you've wholesaled for any period of time, you always are going to get properties that are a little bit more difficult to sell. If you don't, you're probably not taking enough risk on your deals. because if you're taking enough risk, you should have a fallout rate on your contracts, meaning, somewhere in the 25% or less of your deals should actually not make it to the closing table if you are taking enough risks on your acquisition side of the business, meaning you're taking enough risk on the offers that you're making. A healthy attrition rate, which means that that's the rate of the number of contracts that you get that don't make it to the closing table. A healthy attrition rate is 25% or less. 25% or less, meaning if 75% of the deals that you get under contract with a homeowner make it to the closing table or more, then that's a healthy contract to close rate. So what it has done is it has reduced our attrition rate. So now some of these deals that are harder to move, we are actually able to move them because we're getting these properties in front of significantly more buyers. Now, as far as the process goes, we can't just sign a normal purchase agreement and list the property on the MLS. It doesn't work that way. You can't just do that because that would be, the MLS boards are going to look at that and they're going to remove your listing. And, that's how you can start to get in trouble with a lot of these MLS boards, and people can start to report you. So you can't just sign a normal purchase agreement and list your property on the MLS. So what we have to do, we have to sign an attorney in fact that gives us permission to list the property on behalf of the homeowner and sign a purchase contract on behalf of the homeowner. So the attorney in fact gives us the right. View an attorney in fact, if you aren't familiar with that term, view it like a limited power of attorney. It is basically a limited power of attorney that gives you the right to do two things on behalf of the seller. It gives you the right to list the property on the MLS on their behalf, and it gives you the right to sign a purchase agreement with a third-party buyer, with an end buyer on behalf of the seller. So it gives you the right to do two things, and that's it. Whereas a power of attorney gives you the right to act on their behalf in a bunch of different areas. An attorney, in fact, just gives you the right to do those two things on behalf of the seller. So we have to have this signed in order to be able to list our wholesale deals on the MLS. But if we do get it signed, now we have the ability to list those wholesale deals on the MLS. And now we get to start to reap the benefits of being able to get our deals in front of the best buyers list out there. And the best buyers list is always the MLS because that's where the most attention is. That's where the most attention is. You will find buyers on the MLS that would be almost impossible to find if you were just building your cash buyers list, because you're going to find these buyers who are, they're looking for one deal a year. They're looking for maybe 2 deals a year, or they're looking, we just sold a property. I'll give you guys an example of why this is so powerful, why this strategy is so powerful. We just sold a property last week. We sold this property. We got the property under contract. We took a little bit of a risk getting this property under contract, and we knew it, but the sellers were not budging on the price. That was the only price that we could get the property at. And we took a little bit of a risk. We were a little higher than what we wanted to get the contract for. And so we started blasting it out to our buyers list. We blasted out to our buyers. We call all of our top buyers. Nobody's biting on it. Has anybody ever been there? You blast out your properties and you're trying to hit up your top buyers. Nobody's biting on it. They're telling us that they would need the property. They would need the property at $20,000 lower than what we got it for. Again, we knew that we were taking a risk, but sometimes we do that so that we can have situations like this where, we have surprises. And, it's not all the time that we're taking risks, but, about 20% of the deals we get under contract, we're taking a swing in it, knowing that we may be a little bit high, but we're doing what we have to do with the seller to get it under contract, because, if we don't take a swing, then we've got zero chance of moving that deal. So we took the swing. We went ahead and took the risk. None of our cash buyers were biting on it. And so we're thinking that we're going to have to get a reduction with the homeowner. Well, we ended up putting this on the MLS, and within the first day, we had 4 people look at the property. 4 people look at the property. Second day, 5 people looked at the property. And on the second day, we had a full price cash offer on the property. On the third day, we had a cash offer put in on the property for $6,000 over our asking price. And so on this deal that to our cash buyers list, we were not able to move. We were able to make literally our final offer that came in on the property was a $31,000 profit on the deal. And this was a deal that our cash buyers were not going to take. Now, every one of you guys, I can almost guarantee you, have had deals that if you were, instead of just putting it out to your buyers list, it's still good to blast properties out, market your deals to their buyers list. You still want to utilize your buyers list. You still want to bring deals to them, because there are buyers who will not look on the MLS and they prefer to buy from wholesalers. So you still want to market to them, but we also want to get it on the MLS where we've got a much larger audience that we're getting this property in front of. And because of that, we were able to make $31,000 on a deal that the buyers were not taking. The cash buyers list was not taking. So the reality is, most of you guys, most of all of us have had deals where if we just could get it in front of more buyers, we probably would have been able to sell it. So I'm looking back over the course of my wholesaling career, and all the years that I have not been wholesaling deals on the MLS, just making me sick to my stomach, because I know that there's so many deals that I've had over the last 5 or 6 years that I could have sold if I put it on the MLS. So I wanted to share this strategy with you guys because this has changed my wholesaling business in the short time that we've done it. Now we are actually putting all of our deals on the MLS, and it has made a massive difference for us. And so some of you guys may have heard me talk about novations, or you may have heard about novations. So there are 2 different strategies that we're taking on the MLS. The strategy that I'm talking about right now is wholesaling houses on the MLS, meaning we're trying to find a cash buyer, we're trying to find an investor, but we're doing it on the MLS. Now, a novation, if you have heard about novations, it's a very similar process, except we're trying to find a retail buyer. And if we are doing a novation, we're selling to a retail buyer who's going to be using traditional financing like an FHA loan or a VA loan or a conventional loan. And they are using a bank to lend on the deal that will not allow an assignment fee. So you have to do a novation if we are selling to a retail buyer. Now with novations, it does require a little bit more paperwork. So there is a difference there as far as like selling wholesale deals on the MLS versus doing a novation on the MLS. But just by applying this strategy, guys, I guarantee you will sell more deals. You will be able to add probably at least $10,000 to your average profit per wholesale deal. And if you learn novations as well, you'll probably be able to double the amount of deals that you close on the front end just by offering sellers more. So I wanted to get this strategy in your hands as well. I wanted to share this with you guys. Also, if any of you guys have any questions, I'm open to answer any questions that you have about this strategy, because this is something that it's new to us. It's new to my business as far as us using it in my company. But if any of you guys have any questions about this strategy, about wholesaling deals on the MLS, about novations, I'm happy to answer any questions that you have on this topic. Just post your question in the comment chat below, and happy to dive into that. And if you're watching this and you are watching it live, you're watching the replay, we help our Game Changers members. We help them implement marketing strategies. We help them implement sales strategies, acquisition systems, and also implement disposition systems like this, where we give them all the paperwork and literally help them streamline the entire process so that they can scale to 6 figures per month and beyond. If that is something you're interested in talking to our team about, you can comment game changers in the comment section below. One of my team members will reach out to you if you comment game changers in the comment section below. Outside of that, anybody else have any questions about this strategy, how to implement wholesaling deals on the MLS in your business, or how to implement novations? Happy to answer any other questions that you guys have. And for those of you who are interested in having us help you implement strategies like this, you can comment game changers, and one of my team members will reach out to you and have a discussion about what it looks like to help implement these into your business, help you scale to the 6-figure per month level. So if that is all the questions that we have, then you guys have a fantastic day. So guys, if you're not doing it, look into wholesaling deals on the MLS. You have to have an attorney in fact if you're wholesaling deals on the MLS, and start making more money, guys. Go get your properties in front of more buyers, start making more money. All right. See you guys later. Y'all have a great rest of your week. And if you are, looking for more training, I do these trainings every single week, usually on Tuesday or Wednesday inside of the Facebook group. We also are live on YouTube. So stay tuned. Next week, we'll bring another training for you guys live inside this group. All right. You guys have a fantastic day. See you guys later. Bye.